Hey, we're back with episode numero cuatro
Four. We made it.
of One Email, Two Rewrites. Just to introduce myself again, if you're listening to this or watching this for the first time, I'm Christina Finseth. What do I do for a living? I lead growth marketing at Interseller, a prospecting and outreach platform for recruiters and sellers. And I'm also a strategic advisor to my buddy Will's company, who he founded with William Lavender.
Yeah, I'm Will Allred. For those of you who don't know, one of the co-founders at Lavender. I work with Christina pretty closely on a lot of top of funnel stuff, as well as a lot of customer support, do a ton of trainings, one-on-ones with hundreds of reps at this point, focused on helping people write better emails. And that's what we do at Lavender. We help salespeople write better emails faster. We've seen millions of emails. And so I get the privilege of sharing a lot of the data and learnings that come through that and through the conversations that I have with individual reps.
Awesome. All right. So I want to dig into this email because I think I selected a pretty darn good one for today.
Love this. Yeah.
I also want to say, if you've tuned into the other episodes, that I kind of weaseled my way into being the first rewrite today instead of the rewrite. So have to throw that out there. But yeah, let me run through this. So there's a couple of things here. This one's a little bit longer than what we usually go through, but stick with me. So the original email has subject line, Christina Finseth Interseller. Yep, that's me and that's my company. So I got it. Good afternoon, Christina. Hope you're having a nice day. I'm emailing you about something important, and I was told you were the right person to contact. I was just referred to Interseller's website by my director, who noticed problems with it being indexed by Googlebot. Her email pasted below. Were you aware of this? I did a courtesy check and confirmed what she saw, mostly technical SEO and backlink portfolio. Some of this is concerning. Whether or not you have someone actively managing this, I figured as a director of growth marketing at Interseller, you'd want access to this. I already have my strategy team working on a PDF to share with you. Is Thursday a bad day to hand off the PDF? It'll be a productive and quick chat. Rep. And then you can just quickly see the forwarded message from her director, who hand selected me, by the way.
Oh, definitely.
Hand selected me. She was spending time last night wrapping up industry research that, this rep requested for startup companies, and checked out our site and told her, you need to reach out. And this is what I think her email might be. So I'll leave it at that. But there are so many things I want to point out. I want to hand it off to you, Will, because you're
I hate this email so much. It is the worst tactic I've ever seen in my life. It probably worked like once, and they're like, this is brilliant. We figured it out, right? Like, okay, if I forward you this email and then you hit send on it, like, it's so complicated for no reason, right? If there is a serious, important problem, like, we can obviously bring that to the forefold. We don't need to like create this like weirdly deceitful, like double message that's so long. It's such a like pain to read. This is such a long email. First off, like, it takes forever to get through. The average reading time for an email is 11 seconds. This takes way more than that. But I'm just like, I'm looking at them, like some of the language too, like important, this is concerning. Get out of here. And also I love the fact that they were like, insert director of growth marketing at Interseller. But okay, that's my initial reaction. I had a good laugh when you posted this one for us to do.
Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you selected this one. Our selection process is not super unique. Usually Will and I will share like 3 emails and be like, hey, which one do you want to do today? We get so many cool emails, so it's pretty easy. But yeah, I'm with you. It's super long. There are so many tactics from like 1999 that need to go back to 1999 and stay there. Like,
be there.
Even just like, hope you're having a nice day. Eliminate it. Good afternoon. Eliminate it. I intentionally left this space after my name. They probably spaced after my name and like inserted that as like first name field.
I wasn't sure, but I was laughing because Lavender picked it up and it was like, hey, there might be a typo here.
Yeah, there's a typo. It's called Christina. Christina.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, I mean, listen, you already pointed out the obvious, and I'm pretty sure the strategy team is not working on a PDF just for me right now. So anyway, I think we all know the obvious things. We don't have to dig too much into it. It's just cringy. It's
Yeah.
really cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Should we get to
There's actually some good stuff in the forwarded message that you put below. So when I rewrote mine, I actually ended up pulling a lot of the stuff from that, the thing that they hid way down there.
I know, I actually had to do research on the company just to write an email for them specifically as if it was coming from the company. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, but you know what? It is hard. Okay, I take that back. Cold email is hard, guys. I'm not trying to say that. That's why we're all listening to this. That's why we're doing this. But yeah, let's do it better. All right. You want to see my rewrite first?
Yes.
Ooh, teaser. Okay. All right. So I actually did something a little bit different. And I said subject line, Interseller's Facebook ad or your Facebook ad. I don't know if you remember, they mentioned something about, no, this was in my research. There was something about ads and research, or maybe it was somewhere in here. Anyway, it's a digital marketing agency. We'll just leave it at that. So I said, Christina, saw one of Interseller's paid ads in the Facebook ad library, thought I'd reach out. By the way, in case you didn't know, side note, you can actually search company ads in Facebook's ad library and be able to see what they're running in case you want to see what competitors are doing. Curious, are you partnering with a digital marketing agency for ads? I'm not going to assume that you're not already using someone. So I don't want to start pointing out all of these problems when maybe you might already be using someone and like, we don't even need to go there, right? Or maybe you're thinking about firing that digital agency. And now I'm going to go into where we kind of fit in, right? We're helping companies like Splash and Jetty maximize ROI and generate revenue through paid ads and SEO, acting as a personal extension to your team. One thing I did notice, and this is also more specific to this use case, is the companies that they had listed on their website, none of them, they were all pretty much B2C, not B2B. And so for me, like already I'm kind of like, this really doesn't apply to us, but I did like the fact that they talk about being personal and being an extension of the team and things like that. So I wanted to throw that in. Reviewed Interseller's website, strong branding, like we love it. Would love the opportunity to send over some areas of improvement and suggestions. I'm asking kind of permission here. Are you interested in seeing those? Would that be interesting to see? Cheers, the rep. PS, this is also an NYC-based company. So is Interseller, even though we're remote. Love supporting companies with roots here.
I love the PS. Love the PS.
Yeah, but that's mine. It's not my best work, but I worked with what I had this time.
Oh, that was great. I mean, great point on the ad library. It's a hidden gem. I put it up there, particularly like for that use case of like reaching out to marketers with marketing products. It's stellar. I used to do it a ton when I worked in e-commerce. This is just good email.
Will likes it. Yay!
Yeah, particularly like the PS. I like the extension of the team piece. I came up with a subject line, by the way, while you were chatting, because I forgot to put one in.
You always forget the subject line.
I know. But always include a subject line because you'll see open rates plummet.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I'm curious to see yours because I haven't read it. So
yes.
Ooh.
All right, Christina. I was just checking out your site. Your designer killed it. One thing a designer can't see, but really matters, is the hidden stuff Google can see. Your site needs more meta descriptions, the stuff that tells Google, here's what you're looking at. Most marketers know the importance of SEO, but miss the mark on these subtle details. This is our specialty at Blank. Is this something you're already on top of? And then I just signed off with a cheeky SEO guru, but you know, you'd put your name there. yeah, the things I'm trying to get across here is just like, I looked at your site. I'm going to compliment you on the fact that it looks nice. Yeah, I'm not going to like put you down on this. It's just like, the designer doesn't know these things most likely because your designer is probably not an SEO expert. We're the SEO experts. Here's like something that you need more of. So here's the clear problem that I've observed from your site. Here's why that matters. And then, I asked the CTA is very conversational. And then I'm just like, hey, is this something you're already on top of? Because it might be something you're just like, I just haven't had time to deal with it. Or you're like, no, I hadn't thought of that.
Well, you won this week for their hands down. I really like this because one thing is maybe I don't know this stuff and I need to be educated on it. Like, not for nothing, but just because someone's in marketing doesn't mean that they know everything about every marketing specialty, right? There are definitely a lot of different areas. So this to me breaks it down in language that makes it really easy to understand, like the hidden stuff Google can see. Your site needs more meta descriptions. By the way, that's the stuff that tells Google, like, here's what you're looking at, which is really important. And so it at least relays that to me. And I think what's really cheeky but good about your CTA is that if I come back and say, yeah, I'm aware of that, but I don't have time, guess what? That's an objection you might be able to handle. Or I could come back and say, I didn't know about that. Guess what? You can offer some free value-based suggestions and try to book the meeting that way. So you're kind of leading it to a really well-positioned follow-up.
Yes.
Maybe your next two follow-ups could be those two things. Let's go ahead and assume that the objection is going to be, I don't have time to mess with it. And then let's also assume that maybe you aren't aware of it and now I can educate you in a follow-up too. So
absolutely.
Love it.
That was actually, I thought about including more educational content in this, and I was like, oh wait, I can actually save that for a follow-up. Maybe I'll use the Christina Finseth special of bringing in a neutral third-party resource and following up with that information. So that was sort of what I was thinking, is like follow up and be like, hey, given the thing that I noticed with your meta descriptions, I found this great blog from HubSpot about how to go in and fix this yourself. Yeah, if this is something you don't have a lot of time for, I'm happy to share how we can help with that. I think it's worth a conversation. CTA. But it's continuously adding value as you unfurl that story.
Love it. All right, that is a wrap on our 4th episode. Let's put a nice little bow on it, a little SEO bow. And thanks for tuning in. We will catch you on the flip side for episode 5 next week. So stay tuned.
5.
I know.
Maybe we should do something special.
Ooh, it's like the 5th year anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Whatever. All right.
Thanks, everyone.